Colonel, final question. The election next year, what do you expect that we need to be prepared to happen? I mean, we're probably going to have some of those candidates I just mentioned in the mix, whether it's Trump or DeSantis, Kennedy, Biden. You know, if you look back to 3-4 years ago, we had a lot of repressed information, technology platforms compromised, you know, mail-in ballots. Coming forward, we're going to have artificial intelligence to deal with, deep fakes, misinformation, technology platform hijacking. What do you think this is going to be like October, November next year?
Your description fits the coming election, assuming we get there and have one. The problem right now is as follows. What happens to President Biden? We don't know. He could suddenly be removed. In other words, he could simply decide in consultation with his advisors, it's time for me to retire. In which case, this person, Harris, becomes the vice president, in whom no one reposes any trust or confidence. Then I think the left will try to insinuate this man, Governor Newsom, from California, who is an advocate for everything that the rest of us want to stop: open borders, no standards of any kind. I mean, remember, the left has now become the place where no standards for anything, no standards in the military, no standards in society. Everything is either racially oriented or culturally oriented in some way. There's no test for competence anymore, no respect for character, competence, and intelligence in the military. That's a catastrophe, and it's getting worse with each passing day. We're about to get a chairman of the so-called Joint Chiefs who is openly hates white people and wants to drive white officers out of the armed forces. He's trying to drive them out of the Air Force. This is ludicrous nonsense. This is insane. And I guess there are large numbers of self-loathing white people who have joined this bandwagon, but that doesn't apply to the majority of Americans by any means. Most Americans want competence-based, merit-based selection for schooling, for advancement, for promotion, for whatever it is, in and out of uniform. So I think there are a lot of things that could go wrong. And the problem with the whole electoral process, and people don't understand this, our Constitution, which was written in the 1780s, 1787, says the states are responsible for elections. Why would the federal government give them power to decide these things? Because at the time, our federal government was almost non-existent. All the power, money, and authority was at the state level. Well, here we sit. This is a different world. There are no standards again. How do you uniformly manage voting? How do you deal with all the issues that you just mentioned? Mass write-in ballots, mail-in ballots, absentee ballots, all of this is an opportunity for corruption on steroids. And then you have these areas, these cities in the world where cities like Philadelphia, Boston, New York, Los Angeles, the corruption there is reached the point of institutionalization. How do you, the joke has been for a long time, that's the day of the resurrection, because all the dead come out of the cemeteries and vote. I think it's all true. It's terrible, but it's true. So how do you get a free and fair election? This is a terrible thing to say about my country, but I'm afraid it's true. We're not all stupid. We know this. Now, that's one set of problems. What happens on the financial economic side? That's another factor. And then finally, what happens overseas in Ukraine? Americans may not be paying much attention to what's happening on a day-to-day basis in Ukraine, but when it collapses and it becomes unambiguously clear that we have poured hundreds of billions into this project, that most of the people that we've been supporting are corrupt and criminals, everything goes to hell in a handbasket quickly in the United States. I think it's the convergence or confluence of these factors that could lead to violence and disorder in America. We already have a big problem with the rule of law, which used to be one of the most attractive features of American society.
Yeah. It's hard to believe that you're actually saying this. It's hard to watch this because that's not the America I grew up in, where we were doubtful of our own elections, doubtful of our own integrity, of our own democracy, doubtful of our own safety and rule of law. I mean, yeah.
Well, then you have these two candidates that you mentioned.
Yeah.
There are lots of people that dislike Donald Trump. I mean, Donald Trump is an archetypal New Yorker who says a lot of things and has behaviors that people don't like. But he's widely supported because he points these things out. He's always been very blunt. People like that. They like the truth. Then you have RFK Jr. comes along. He's a little more polished in the way he delivers, but he's essentially acknowledging the same truths. And he's coming out of the Democratic Party, the real Democratic Party. So what happened? There is no bipartisan anything. What you've got really is a uniparty. Everybody's busy stuffing their pockets full of cash. This is the problem. And they're looking at the nation and they say, well, we'll manage. We'll muddle through. We'll get through. It'll be all right. No, it won't.
Yeah. And when that doesn't happen, it's going to be some dark, dark days. Colonel, I very much appreciate your insights on this, and thank you for wrapping everything from our foreign policy right back to domestic and showing how it's all interrelated. It's going to be a very interesting year. All I can say is please keep talking and please keep letting people know. Your opinion is very respected, and we appreciate the time here once again.
Well, thank you for inviting me. All
right, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching us. And next time, maybe we'll do this in London, sir. Thank you so much, right? And we'll see.
I haven't been to London since 2005.
Yeah, it's changed quite a bit, hopefully for the better. But who knows?
So I'm told.
Yeah, I might send you a ticket. All right, thank you so much, Colonel. We appreciate you. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time on London Real. Take care. Bye-bye. So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, do you want to profit from crypto? Then join my DeFi Academy. The Crypto DeFi Academy will help you create generational wealth. But don't take my word for it. Listen to my students.
When I first got into crypto, I remember thinking to myself, I need to learn more. Brian Rose, learning crypto, learning DeFi, gotta do it.
I am so grateful that I jumped in and did this. I had to break through some limiting beliefs that I can do this, that I can afford this, that I can be in this.
It challenges the things that are deeply rooted within us.
Joining DeFi Academy has been one of the best decisions I have made on my blockchain journey.
This course was a life changer, a game changer, a huge eye-opener, coming from knowing practically nothing at the speed of the learning over 4 weeks. Was just fantastic.
The information you provided in this class was invaluable.
I feel far more confident in my next steps.
You took complex concepts and made them easier to understand.
What's different than so many other ones is it just doesn't tell you what to do. It actually makes you do it.
This is for people who are serious about becoming traders. This is the way it should be done.
I realized from this learning experience again that it is not about what you learn, but about who you learn it from.
The energy was insane. I've never experienced such incredible energy on a live call. Brian Rose, you are a legend, my friend.
It's the only thing in the market where you can get all information and learn everything what you need to know.
Everything is so clear and so well done, and I am just forever grateful for this program.
It made me feel so much more confident about crypto than I did before.
I did not anticipate how passionate I was going to become about it.
It's of course been like a big learning experience for me, not just in the crypto space, but just an overall balance of life.
What I've learned is, how to take ownership, of my life in a way that I really hadn't before.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that, really.
I would recommend it to anybody, top notch.
Excellence does not come cheap. So if you want excellence, you gotta pay for it, but it's so worth it.
Pull the trigger. That's what this course is about.
You're not going to regret it, really. It's amazing.
Thank you, Brian and team.
So what are you waiting for? Crypto is happening now. Click the link below, submit your application, and let me mentor you on how to create generational wealth and build the decentralized financial infrastructure of the future.